Hello, Alex from Listagram here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get started quickly. I won't be getting into all the different options available. This video is just to help you get up and running fast. Now, it's easy to get bogged down in all the options, but most of you will still get a higher opt-in rate with this quick setup. So don't wait to get started. The sooner you do, the sooner you can grow your email list and potentially make more sales. So let's get started. The first step is to create your wheel, and that's what we're going to do now. 3 ways to do that. You can hover over fortune wheels and click create new wheel here. You can do it from the side menu, or you can do it from the dashboard, which is what I'm going to do. First thing, once you've clicked that, is to create the name of your wheel. This is just so you know what it is. I'm just going to create, give this name. Then what you've got here is some options for themes, and I'm going to choose one of these. I suggest you choose one of these to get started, and then click create wheel. We can edit that in a second. Now, the first options we're presented with are the segments of the wheel. These are the settings for the wheel itself. So there's 3 different types for each segment, and one is coupon code, the other is free product, the other is no prize. With coupon code, it's very simple. You just set a label name, which is actually just the name of the segment. This is what's visible on the wheel for each segment. So for this particular segment, for example, it says 10% discount. This is what's visible to the visitor. The value section here is what is presented once they've won that segment. So in this case, it's a discount, so this is the discount code. If it was a free product, for instance, then they would have a URL, for example, to claim it. So you'd put a URL in here, and they click the URL to claim that particular product. Percentage, this is how often you want this segment to win for the user. So what I suggest you do is set something up so that it's quick for you. I'd suggest 1 or maybe 2 prizes. So that means that you can get set up quickly, because obviously each coupon code here you have to set up within your shopping cart, whatever that is. So to get set up quickly, just set up 1 or 2, enter the details here, and then click save slices. So here we've got the 10%, we've got 20%, we've got 30%, and then we repeat it 10, 20, 30. In your case, if you're just setting up 1, you can just go through and edit these so that they're all 10, 10, 10. And the reason I'm suggesting that is because once you get the wheel set up, you can go back and start editing, adding different discounts. The key really here with this video is to get you set up quickly, because then you'll start to see the benefits of using Listagram, and that's what I want you to do, because that's how you get the benefit out of it. So the next step, click save, and then move on. Here's the preview of the wheel, how it will look. We're going to just make some slight changes to that in a second, but next step is going to settings. I'm not going to go through each and every setting in here, but just briefly, I just want to explain the main part. Obviously here you can enable and disable the wheel. So if you've got when you get the code installed, it will be disabled by default, the wheel, so it won't show until you want it to. So I'm going to leave that off. You can set different parameters for desktop as opposed to mobile. You can have it, for example, you could just have them the wheel completely off on mobile and have it on desktop. It's up to you. I'm going to leave the settings as they are, but just to let you know, the leave intent is switchable here. That basically pops up the wheel if someone looks like they're going to exit the page. So that's quite effective. And the additional setting here is that the wheel will pop up also after a certain amount of time, and we've set here 20 seconds. I'm going to set it to 30 on both. It's up to you what you set here. The next setting that I want to explain is cookie lifetime and temporary cookie lifetime. The cookie lifetime is how quickly or how long before the wheel is shown again to someone who plays or has closed the wheel. So we've set 30 days here. I'm going to set it to 60. Again, completely up to you. The temporary cookie lifetime is for someone who has seen the wheel but hasn't played or closed it. And that can happen if someone just clicks away from it but doesn't click close and doesn't interact with the wheel by entering their email address, for example. And so this is the amount of minutes that will pass before a customer or visitor can see the same wheel again. So I'm just going to leave that at 0 so that they'll see that again, see the wheel again, unless they close or play the wheel. So now I need to save those settings, and there's other settings here that you can set, but I just want to quickly move through this so that we can get you up and running quickly. This one is what we're going to edit now. You can have a logo or an image show on the wheel. This image or logo will show at the top right of the wheel, and here it's a bit more, a bit less restrictive. You can have whatever kind of image you want, but the smaller logo or image is what will appear in the center of the wheel. Probably best if I just show you this. For this one, I'm just going to upload our own logo, and then for this one, I'm just going to upload the icon from our logo, and you'll see how that looks. Click save, and there you go. So I've got the sort of oblong logo which will appear on the top right, and the smaller sort of round image for the center of the wheel, which that's what works best in the center. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so you might want to change some bits on here, so I'm going to do that in a second. But after the settings, which I finished showing you here, I'm going to set the URLs. Here's where you can tell Listagram to show you your wheel in a specific place. For example, you could just have it on one page or a couple of specific pages, and you can also leave these blank so that it shows everywhere, and then use the exclude URLs to exclude it from certain pages. For example, a page that contains cart, I want to exclude the wheel from showing on that page. Same for checkout pages. So that's what I'm going to set. So now these mean that the wheel won't show on pages that contain this in the URL. Next, you can move on to text, and this is all text that appears in the wheel. You can edit it to your heart's content. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is for quick setup. So now I want to make some changes to that wheel just so it looks perfect. So I'm coming down here, and then I'm going to edit the theme. I'm not going to go through every option here. I just want to show you that you can make some quick changes. A lot of it is self-explanatory, but here what I'm going to do is make sure that our logo looks good when it's shown with this background. So all I want to do really here is change this background to make it a bit lighter and to remove this pattern here. We've got quite a few different patterns that you can choose, but I want to have just a very simple wheel, so I'm going to have no pattern at all, and I want the background just to be a bit lighter, like that. So I'm going to give this a name. There you go, and then click Save Theme. Now I want to go back to my wheel that I've created just to preview the wheel. Okay, so just before you do that, go to Settings and then choose that theme that you just edited. So because I edited the theme, I've created a custom one, and I think it's this one. Click Save Theme, and now when I go over here, I've got my wheel. So pretty much all set up in terms of the wheel. The next step is to connect your email provider. So that's what I'm going to show you next. So here's where we connect Listagram with your email list. You can integrate Listagram with many of the top email automation companies, and this list is growing. So I can't create a video that goes through every single one of those. There'll be separate help for that, and certainly reach out to us if you do need any help with that. Most of them are quite simple and self-explanatory. So as an example here, I'm going to show you how to integrate MailChimp with Listagram. Firstly, you come to the integrations page. You get there by hovering over account and clicking integrations. And in this example, you're going to use MailChimp. So click on MailChimp. You'll need to name the integration. I've got it my MailChimp account. Now you see that you need an API key. It tells you where to find this in MailChimp. So I'll show you anyway. Go over to MailChimp account, click the profile name and then account. You go into extras and then API keys. I've got a few set up already, but if you want to create a new one, click create a key, and then you'll be presented with one like this. So I'll just click there, copy, go over here, click API key, click paste. And with the double opt-in, you can select to have that if you want. If you don't know what it is, it's where you ask your subscribers to confirm that they want to be on your mailing list before they receive your first email. So up to you whether you want to do that. And then you click Create Integration. From here, you can just test that it's working by clicking Test Integration, and there we go, a successful integration. Once you've done that, you've linked Listagram to your email provider. What you need to do next is make sure that the list is connected to the wheel that you've created. So just go over to the wheel that we created, go to Settings, scroll down into the integrations area, and then I can choose my integration. As you see, I've added more than one integration. Select that one, it'll load the list, and then you can select that list. And if you want to, you can have this box enabled to sync the current subscribers to the list that you've selected. I'm not going to do that, and I'll just click that integration. So now you've linked Listagram to your email provider and your list to your wheel as well. So the next step is to install the code on your website. So here's where we install the Listagram code on your website. Now there are a few different ways you can install Listagram. Which way you choose will depend on your setup, your circumstances. But firstly, go to the installation page in Listagram. and you can do that just by hovering over account and then selecting installation. You'll see here the code that you can use. This is the code that you can use across your whole website, and you won't need any further codes to be installed if you set up multiple wheels. So like I said, there's a few different ways. Now, the first way, if you're able to, you can do it manually. So that means taking the code, copying it, and pasting it just before the closing body tag across your whole website. You can do that, as you can see here, it's shown doing that on Shopify, but you can do that using any platform, custom or whether it's a platform like Shopify, and that's it. If you're using WordPress, you can use our plugin, and to find the plugin, just go to the plugins area, search for Listagram, and then click install. Once it's installed, activate the plugin, and you'll see it down the left-hand menu. So you go back to Listagram after that, you copy your account token from Listagram and paste it into the account token field. Now, depending on your WordPress or WordPress and WooCommerce setup, you'll have one or a few checkbox options to tell WordPress where to install the code, and that will determine where Listagram will work for you. So you can choose where you want that to show, and once you're done, click Save Changes. Now, for all other instances, you can use Google Tag Manager. This is an easy way to add Listagram to your website. So you copy the installation code, you go over to Google Tag Manager, you click Add New Tag, give it a name, and you add a custom HTML tag. And once you've done that, you can paste in the code and you set the trigger to all pages. Save that, and then all you need to do is submit and publish, and you're done. Now, if this was too quick for you, or you need a step-by-step video, we do have those as well. So check out the Listagram YouTube channel for that, or ask us for help if you need it. And then the final step is enabling your wheel. And to do that, just go to the wheel that you want to enable. This is the one I created earlier. Go to settings and then click enable and click save display settings, and you're ready to go. So over the next few days, you can see how you are performing, how your wheel's performing, by going to the stats page, and let us know if you have any issues with setup. We're happy to help.